Hi guys, so the Express is a pro-Tory, pro-Brexit newspaper, and they continually pump out articles about how the EU is about to collapse, or how France, Germany, Italy, whatever, are on the verge of leaving the bloc. Now, what's interesting about this newspaper is that they, on many occasions, publish an article with a sensational headline, but within the article itself, it contradicts the actual headline and actually undermines Brexit on many occasions. Now, I don't know if this is a case of the Express trolling its viewers or its readers, or perhaps there's a Ramoner mole within the Express trying to get the information out. Look, I want to show you this article. I'll leave a link to the original in the description of the video so you can read it all if you want. But let's start with the headline. So it says, EU crisis. As always, there's a crisis within the EU, not in the UK, but EU crisis as 1/3 of UK shoppers stop buying EU exports since Brexit. Now it goes on to say, more than 1/3 of British consumers have stopped buying produce from EU countries since Brexit, a new survey has indicated. So they're going to talk about a survey. They don't actually leave a link to the survey itself, so we have to just go with what they say. Now, in regards to the survey, Brexiteer, who writes for the Express from time to time, John Redwood, he has said that the results highlight precisely why the bloc needs to make it as simple as possible to get goods into the UK, instead of its current curious attitude. I'm not sure what he means by that. And then it goes on to talk about the research. So the research was carried out by a PR company, and they found that of 1,000 people surveyed, 34% had stopped buying goods and services from the EU since the UK finally severed ties on December 31st. Now, this is interesting because it's at the very beginning of the article. And maybe this is where people stop reading, because if you continue, you find a bit more interesting information. So it says costs and delays were cited as the biggest concerns for younger consumers, with 24% of 16 to 24-year-olds suggesting an increase in cost had put them off. So goods, it's not that they have decided, I'm not going to buy goods from the EU because they're not from the EU and we voted for Brexit and we will support only British industry. No, it's because it's more expensive. In addition, 26% suggested increased delays were behind the decision. So, you know, if you want to buy something and you go online and the website say, look, we'll either not send it to the UK, or it's going to take time, or you purchase it and then you have to wait and wait and wait. Many people will just give up and then try to buy something within the country. It also says that men are more likely to be more belligerent than women when it comes to attitudes towards Brussels. Now, I don't understand how this, I don't understand why this was included in the research, because the research was about purchasing stuff online. Anyway, it says almost twice as many men as women said they would not buy EU goods for ideological reasons. Okay. The article goes on to say and give some information from the founder of this PR company, who went on to say, following all the bad publicity around buying products from the EU post-Brexit is clearly having an impact on consumer buying habits. They go on to say, it is evident to see that UK consumers are being put off buying goods from the EU due to the various complications Brexit has created. You notice here that they didn't modify what the person said, or they didn't leave it out. They said the complications Brexit has created. This is the first nugget of, you know, for me, perhaps the Express is trolling its viewers or its readers, or perhaps there's a mole in there. You know, how did this one get past the editor? Brexit is never at fault. It's the EU that's at fault. Anyway, we can only hope that this is a temporary measure. Post-Brexit Britain is still in its embryonic stage, and the true nature of our new relationship will have to be measured across the course of the following months and indeed years. So this is something that's going to last for a while. Anyway, I want to read the last part, which is also quite interesting. It says here at the very end of the article, You find it at the very bottom of the page. It says the EU as a whole is the UK's largest trading partner. Now, how the hell was that included in the Express article? A pro-Tory, pro-Brexit newspaper. Anyway, it goes on to say the UK's, in 2019, UK exports to the EU were £294 billion, 43% of all UK exports, House of Commons library figures indicate. And finally, the last line, UK imports from the EU were £374 billion, 52% of all UK imports. So 52% of all UK imports come from the EU. And this is published within the Express. Now, probably Brexiteers don't get to the bottom of the page. They just see the headline, which of course was EU crisis. But if 52% of all UK imports are coming from the EU, how much of that can be replaced by produce or products created in the UK? Some of it probably can, but most of it cannot. It's not feasible. Or even if it was possible, it would take time to replace that. Now, once again, maybe I'm misreading this article. Maybe I'm not understanding what the Express is trying to say here. But I think towards the end of the article, they're actually giving a reason why the UK needs to reconsider being outside the EU, its largest trading partner. Once again, I think this is an example of perhaps the Express trolling its viewers and its readers, or maybe we have a mole in there who wants the people, Brexiteers, to understand what reality is and what's actually going on. I'm surprised this actually appeared within the article. Once again, as I said, I will leave a link to the original document, the original article, in the description of the video. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. Do you think that they're trolling? Do you think that we have a mole in there who's working on our side? As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Let me know in the comments section. Thanks a lot. I want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons. You ensure that this channel continues to exist. I'm eternally grateful for all of your support. If you join Patreon, you will receive instant access to our Discord server, where we have both audio and video chats. You can chat with me and other patrons, where we discuss important and non-important issues. Becoming a patron per month costs about the same as a large coffee, so why not check it out?